Connie Talbot is an English child singer from Streatley, West Midlands. She rose to fame in 2007 when she reached the final of the first series of Britain's Got Talent. Connie Talbot was expected to sign with Sony BMG, but the label pulled out of the deal due to her age at the time. Talbot signed with Rainbow Recording Company and released her debut album Over the Rainbow in the UK on November 26, 2007. The album was re-released June 18, 2008 with a new track listing, and the first single from the album, a cover of Bob Marley's Three Little Birds, was released on June 10. Despite its negative critical reception, Over the Rainbow has sold over 250,000 copies worldwide and reached #1 in 3 countries. Since the initial album release, Talbot has performed publicly and on television in Europe, the US and across Asia, where her music had gained recognition through YouTube. Her second album, Connie Talbot's Christmas album, was released on November 24, 2008. Her third, Holiday Magic, was released on October 20, 2009 and her fourth, Beautiful World, was released on November 26, 2012. While pursuing her musical career, Talbot attends school, and lives in Streatley with her family. History: Britain's Got Talent and Sony BMG. Talbot initially auditioned for the first series of television reality show Britain's Got Talent for fun, but her confidence increased when Simon Cowell, whom she is said to have idolised, described her as pure magic, and said that he would make her earn £1 a million plus this year. The judges expected a joke performance and she had never taken singing lessons, but Talbot's initial performance received international press coverage. She reached the final round after winning her semi-final with a live performance of Ben by Michael Jackson. On the night of the final, she sang The Wizard of Oz's Over the Rainbow, but lost to Paul Potts as a result of the call and vote. Talbot and Potts had been joint favourites to win the series. According to journalist and Britain's Got Talent judge Piers Morgan, Talbot's performances resulted in many children, including Farrell Smith, auditioning for the second series of the show. After his victory, Series 2 winner George Sampson spoke of his participation in the first series, where he was knocked out before the live shows, saying, "I don't think I had any shot of winning last year." When you look at the standard of Paul Potts and Connie Talbot, Paul Potts is out of this league, and Connie is out of this league. I wasn't good enough. Talbot voted for Sampson, saying, "I liked his dancing. He was good on the lamppost." Cowell had preliminarily agreed to sign Talbot with his own record label, Sony BMG. After recording 2 songs in London with Talbot, the label pulled out of the deal. Talbot's mother, Sharon, said she was told that her daughter was too young to be their sort of artist, adding, "We have been told to look for a company which looks after children." In a statement, the label said there was some deliberation over the possibility of recording with Connie. However, the decision not to proceed was made with the best intentions for Connie, taking into consideration her age and that it would not be right to do so at this time. Cowell himself said that, when the time is right, he would be delighted to see if they could make it work. The Talbot family decided to search for another label, saying while Talbot loves what she's doing, it would be cruel to stop her. Fame and money will never matter. Over the Rainbow. In October 2007, Talbot signed with the Rainbow Recording Company for a 6-figure deal. Rainbow Recording Company, an offshoot of record label Rhythm Riders made specifically for Talbot, was due to release Talbot's first album on November 26, 2007. It was later reported that the album was named Over the Rainbow, and the first single, Over the Rainbow/White Christmas, would be released on December 3, 2007. Experts predicted that she had a good chance of getting the Christmas #1, but the single was cancelled in favour of an album first release. Before the album was released, there was much speculation about Talbot and the album, with music experts describing her as potentially being the next Charlotte Church. The team behind the album consisted of John Arneson, who also managed Gabrielle and Billy Ocean, and Mark Marot, former managing director of Island Records. It was produced and mixed by Simon Hill and Rob May. Arneson revealed that he and his team are not going to give Talbot singing lessons. We don't need to, and said that when he met Talbot, he was blown away. A schedule was worked out allowing Talbot to continue with her normal school activities while recording the album in her Aunt Vicky's spare bedroom, which her mother described as a better solution than Sony BMG offered, which has not robbed her of her childhood. Although Arneson claimed he did not want to put her through the promotional grind which most artists go through because she is too young, plans were made for an appearance on daytime television program This Morning, as well as an appearance on Children in Need on November 16, 2007. The album was released on November 26, 2007, and Talbot's mother said that all the family is really excited, but Connie is quite blasé about it. The album was certified gold in early December, with Talbot being presented a gold disc by Philip Schofield on This Morning. Initially, 50,000 copies of the album were pressed, but an additional 120,000 had to be made after the album sold out in days. In late 2007, public appearances by Talbot included headlining the Great Bridge Christmas and Winter Festival, which local police threatened to cancel unless crowds clamoring to reach the tent in which Talbot was performing could be brought under control. At the event, on December 7, 2007, Talbot said, "I love it here, it's brilliant, really fun," but had to be ushered off stage by the police. Talbot performed publicly in Walsall's HMV store, and in Birmingham's Centenary Square. TV appearances included GMTV and Channel 5 News, both on November 26, 2007. According to her mother, Talbot has received offers for film roles. Sharon said, "Talbot's been sent a script, I haven't had a good look at it yet, but it's really exciting. Connie's a singer, not an actress, so we'll see what happens. It's completely up to her whether or not she wants to do it. I can't believe it, though." Sharon Moore of AllMusic praised Over the Rainbow by saying she can sing, for a 7-year-old, and most of the notes are in the right order and sung to the right pitch. The timing is fine too. However, she criticized the album, saying there's no feeling, no emotion, no realization of what each song is about. They're just pretty little songs, giving the album 2/5. Nick Levine, of Digital Spy, said in a review of the album that Talbot had a sweet, pure voice, but that there is no nuance or depth to her performance. However, he said that there's something inherently wrong about awarding a star rating to a 7-year-old, and that the decidedly adult concept of musical merit should have nothing to do with her music, awarding the album 2/5. The album was re-released on June 16, 2008, but was available for pre-order in May, with 3 new tracks to replace its Christmas-themed songs. The first single from the album, Three Little Birds, was released in June 2008, and a video for the song was shot in Jamaica. In April and May 2008, Talbot toured Asia to promote Over the Rainbow. Asian press attributed her success to her videos on YouTube, with the Sun star mentioning that her most viewed video had been watched over 14 million times, and the Straits Times saying that videos of Talbot's performances have been watched over 30 million times. The tour made stops in South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong and Singapore, and Talbot and her family returned to England in late May. Following the tour, it was reported that the album had reached #1 on the charts in Taiwan, South Korea and Hong Kong, as well as reaching #3 in Singapore. After the tour, Talbot traveled to Poland, where she performed on television. It was also revealed that Over the Rainbow was due for release in America in September, resulting in attention from American press sources including Fox Business Network and MarketWatch. The U.S. version was eventually released on October 14, with Talbot appearing on American television shows including The Ellen DeGeneres Show to publicize the release. In August 2008, it was announced that Talbot had signed a contract with Data Design Interactive for production of a video game on the Wii console. The game was to feature 15 songs from Over the Rainbow, allowing players to sing along with a computer-generated image of Talbot or against other players in a karaoke mode. Talbot re-recorded the album for the game. The game was scheduled for release in the first quarter of 2009, and is called Connie Talbot, Over the Rainbow. The game has never been released, citing copyright issues on the songs used for it. Christmas album and holiday magic. In November 2008, it was announced that Talbot had produced a series of new songs for an album. recorded in her bedroom studio, Connie Talbot's Christmas album was released on November 24. It is a Christmas-themed album, featuring, according to Talbot's official website, a mix of classics and modern Christmas tunes. News was also released of a one-off Christmas special to be shown on ITV1 in the days leading up to Christmas, featuring footage of Talbot's journey to America and a secret concert at her primary school. The documentary, Christmas with Connie, was shown on ITV Central on December 18. Talbot appeared at Walsall's HMV branch shortly after the release of her Christmas album to sign copies and meet fans. She then embarked on a promotional tour making stops around the world, which included a performance at Yuha Women's University in Korea, and a performance on the A Heart for Children television charity gala in Berlin, Germany. She returned home in mid-December, to have a quiet family Christmas. Connie Talbot's Christmas album was difficult to obtain in Britain after the distributor, Pinnacle Entertainment, went into administration. Talbot's mother, Sharon, was quoted as saying, "We don't really know what's going to happen at the moment. We think they'll probably wait and promote the album later this year. It's a shame, but they can still get the album in Asia and the US." Reviewing the album for Female First magazine, Ruth Harrison gave it 4/5, saying that Talbot has a great voice when it comes to swing, but lets us down in parts. In April 2009, Talbot again traveled to the US to publicize her new single, a cover of I Will Always Love You. The single was released in the US on April 7, along with a newly recorded You Raise Me Up. Talbot then traveled to the US on April 30, and returned on May 2. Appearances included a performance on Good Day New York on Fox Broadcasting Company's WNYW. Talbot's third album, Connie Talbot's Holiday Magic, was released on October 20, 2009 in the United States and on November 30, 2009 in the United Kingdom. The United States album is dedicated to the Toys for Tots campaign, of which Talbot has been named the child ambassador. In a statement, Bill Grain, vice president of the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation, said, "The Marine Toys for Tots Foundation is extremely proud and excited to have Connie as our youngest ambassador ever. She is the perfect person to inform the public of the millions of less fortunate children who may be overlooked this Christmas holiday season, unless people step up to donate a toy or make a cash contribution. Her angelic looks and voice will remind everyone of the innocence of children. And they all deserve to experience the magic of the holiday season. I hope she sells lots of CDs and raises a lot of money and awareness for our children." Along with Talbot's third album, a television special, entitled Holiday Magic, was produced by WVIA. Holiday Magic featured performances of all of the songs from Connie Talbot's Holiday Magic, and was available to all PBS stations shown in November and December 2009. A 17-track DVD of the special, including 2 additional songs, What a Wonderful World, and Over the Rainbow, was released for sale. 2010s, Talbot opened a special concert celebrating South Korea's hosting of the G20 Summit of World Leaders in 2010. Talbot performed for her largest ever audience when she performed on Chinese state television during the Chinese New Year in 2011. Reporting the event, the Daily Mail's Catherine Knight observed that Talbot has had more than 300 million hits on YouTube and in the Far East. In particular, she's something of an icon. Japan, Taiwan, Korea, China, Brazil, Mexico and the US. You name it, Connie's a star there. In fact, Connie is in huge demand across the globe, everywhere, that is, apart from her native Britain. Viewing figures for the event were estimated to be around 400 million. During this time, Talbot continued to upload videos of her performances onto YouTube. Maggie Coughlin, of PopEater.com, praised her covers of Katy Perry's Firework, and Bruno Mars's Grenade, but was most impressed by her cover of Adele's Someone Like You, which she said was performed with such grace that she makes the entire performance look effortless. The video was also picked up by PerezHilton.com. After the death of Whitney Houston, Talbot posted a cover version of Run to You as a tribute to Houston. The video received attention from around the world. On November 28, 2011, Talbot released Beautiful World as a single on iTunes. The song was written by Talbot when she was 7. A demo of the track was placed on YouTube, and became the 39th most watched video in the world on the day it was uploaded. In March 2012, Talbot performed with and led Young Voices, a choir made up of around 7,000 primary school children, at the O2 Arena for 4 nights. The choir broke the world record for being the largest backing choir for a lead vocalist. This Guinness World Record follows her accolades as the youngest artist to make the UK album charts and the youngest to release a gold-selling record. Others involved in the event included Randolph Matthews and the High Kings. Performances took place elsewhere in the United Kingdom, including Manchester and Birmingham, and were in aid of CLIC Sargent, a children's cancer charity. Talbot's single, Sail Away, was written and produced by Robbie Neville and released independently by Group 3 Management, Incorporated in May 2012. In June 2012, she performed 3 private concerts in Hong Kong, and then it was back in LA to begin recording demos with the multi-platinum songwriter, producer and Grammy winner, Toby Gad. Talbot wrote a song called Building Bridges, which she has performed live a number of times but is yet to be released commercially. In September 2012, Talbot signed a recording agreement with Hong Kong-based Evolution Limited and went into the studio with Grammy-winning producer Kipper together with Phil Taylor, to record her next album. Her 4th album, Beautiful World, containing 13 tracks, was released in Asia on November 26, 2012 on Evolution's Evo Sound label. The title track being a re-recorded version of her self-penned track Beautiful World. Talbot performed in Hong Kong, Taiwan, the Philippines and Indonesia for her Beautiful World tour in December 2012. Her debut headline concert appearance was on December 21 at the Taiwan International Convention Center in front of an audience of 1,800. This was followed by 2 headline concerts at KITEC, Hong Kong. She also made guest appearances in several TV shows, namely Yeet Bulaga. Talbot toured with the Young Voices Choir for a 2nd year in early 2013, performing at venues across the UK. The African Children's Choir also took part in these events. Talbot's song Let's Get Along, written by Kipper, was featured on One Campaign's Agitate Spotify album in July 2013. Talbot is also featured in the song Building Bridges, which also made the Agitate album, together with Jordan Jansen. Talbot's vocals are featured in the theme song of the video game Rain, released during the beginning of October 2013. In October 2013, Talbot appeared as a special guest at the African Children's Choir concert in Walsall, UK. It was announced that Talbot would be an ambassador for the African Children's Choir and have a school named after her. In late April 2014, Connie performed a couple of concerts in South Korea, Osan and Seoul. These concerts, performed shortly after the horrendous Swell Ferry tragedy, were delivered with much personal consideration by Connie to make sure that all song choices were appropriate. Connie performed with yellow ribbons to show her respect for the families of the victims. The proceeds from at least one of the concerts were donated to the fundraising efforts in support of the families of the victims. On July 28, 2014, a DVD and Blu-ray was released of Talbot unregistered trademark S concerts in Hong Kong and Taiwan during her Beautiful World tour in 2012. It features live performances of the songs from the Beautiful World album, and 2 additional songs, I Will Always Love You, and Over the Rainbow. Personal life: Talbot lives in Streatley, in the West Midlands with her mother, Sharon, her father Gavin, her older brother Josh, and her older sister Molly. When young, Talbot spent much time with her grandmother Violet, watching The Wizard of Oz. It was with Violet that Talbot first sang. Violet died in 2006, before Talbot became internationally known, and Talbot sang at her funeral. Discography: albums, video albums, singles, other appearances, music videos, references. British singer Connie Talbot and Seoul to perform at G20 Summit Celebration Concert. Connie Talbot, Little Girl with the Big Voice. External links: official website, official blog, official YouTube channel, Connie Talbot at AllMusic, Connie Talbot on Facebook, Connie Talbot on MySpace, Connie Talbot on Rivenmaster.